Welcome to Croxton Family Racing. This is your host, Adam Croxton, and with me, Chip Monkington. Chip?
Thanks, Adam. It's great to be here.
Our League of Champions continues with another exciting lineup.
First up from the Eastern Highlands Division, the Camaros against 1-0. From the Southern River Division, the Flickering Flames versus Little Italy. From the Western Pacific Division, Team Honda Toyota against the early teens to late 20s. And finally, from the Northern Appalachia Division, the clear winners against 80 and up.
Right you are there, Chip. And our first matchup is going to be the Camaros, seeded 27th, against 1-0, seeded 6th.
They say the Camaros don't have much of a chance here, but I love to see an upset.
Well, setting the standard for the Camaros today will be the lead-up for the yellow 2017 Camaro ZL1. And looks like he has a clean run through. Slows down a little bit at the edge of the table, ends up at bucket 1 for 4 points.
I don't know, Adam. 4 points for the leadoff car just doesn't seem like a lot.
You said it, Chip. Most of these should expect to get at least a 5 if you're running first. But we'll see how the Camaro Z28 for 1-0 starts his run.
He has a smooth run through the loop and off the table into bucket 2. That seems more like it for the first car.
Right you are. 5 points for him. 1-0 is up 5-4 over the Camaros.
I can see why the Camaros were seeded 27th.
It's a little early in the match to be saying that, with the blue 2017 Camaro ZL1 up next.
And apparently it's never too early to fly out of the loop and land on your lid.
It might be too early to assess that now, Chip. He may end up with 0 points, but the rest of his team may end up doing better.
Either that or they better hope for a disaster from one of those blue 2008 Ford Focus.
Easy, Chip. We don't want anybody to be crashing today. I love to see clean runs. And the Ford Focus has it all the way through. A little bit of a skip out of the jail, but into bucket 1 for 4 points.
Not me. Bring on the Rex.
Well, whatever keeps you watching is fine with me, I guess. 1-0 takes a 9-4 lead over the Camaros with the white 2018 Copo Camaro SS up next.
Well, if the point of the round was to shoot out of the loop as far backwards as you could go, I think he would have won. Instead, it looks like 0 points for him.
The 0-point DNF is correct. Camaros have 4, 1-0 have 9 with the slide kick up next.
Slide kick seems slightly schizophrenic. Is it like a combination of slide tackle and side kick?
All good questions, Chip. There is no question that he did just get to bucket 2 and score 5 points for his team, taking them to 14.
Well, I just looked into my crystal ball, and it told me that the Camaros are not going to win this one.
Your crystal ball looks oddly like an acorn there, Chip, but with the Woody 2018 Copo Camaro SS up next, maybe he'll turn something around.
Turned around is right. Flipped over, turned around, and knocked into another car. 0 points.
I agree, their chances do look slim, but it is not out of the realm of possibility. It is only 13-4, and the total points you can get on each run is 8 if you hit bucket 5. The Datsun 620 for 1-0 has a nice clean run through the loop into bucket 2 for 5 points.
Taking them to 18. Still think a miracle's possible?
Well, I think with enough grit and determination, anything's possible, Chip.
Well, they all do look determined to get grit far up into their spoilers when they crash out of the loop.
Maybe, with the Chevrolet Camaro stock car up next.
He didn't even make it into the loop. Think he got scared after watching all his buddies go crashing down?
He could have easily had engine failure and stalled out.
Not so sure about stalling, but failure is definitely right. It's now 19-4, with 1-0's red Renault Sports RS01 up next.
And he goes flying out of the loop and bouncing straight off the table.
Like a lonely kernel of popcorn popping right out of the pan.
Still 19-4, no way back for the Camaros now, but let's see how the last two finish. With the 1969 Camaro SS 396 up next.
My crystal ball says 0 points.
That's still an acorn, Chip.
And it still hasn't been wrong. 0 points for him. 1-0 will take this one 19-4, just as I predicted.
Well, it was a long shot, Chip, so good prediction there. Last up for 1-0 is the Diora.
Do I detect a hint of cynicism there?
Not at all, Chip. 0 points for the Diora. 1-0 will finish 19. Camaros will finish with 4.
Just like I said.
I just can't wait to see that acorn crystal ball of yours predict the next one.
You must never doubt the crystal ball.
Well, one thing I don't doubt is 3 of the 1-0 in bucket 2 and one of them in bucket 1 sealing their victory. With the remaining cars back here, most of them tumbling out of the loop.
1-0 win this one. Camaros with 4, 1-0 with 19. The Camaros are eliminated. Bye.
Our next race day matchup is Little Italy versus the Flickering Flames. First up for the Flickering Flames is the Black Roadster.
I think they call them the Flickering Flames because of the flickering flames on the side of their cars.
Very insightful, Chip. The Black Roadster ends with 5 points in bucket 2 with a nice smooth run, taking his team off to an early lead.
Well, I'm rooting for the underdog. Go Flickering Flames.
Well, we'll see if the Black Automobile Pininfarina Batista has anything to say about that.
I don't think cars can talk there, Adam.
But a picture says 1,000 words, and a video says even more. 5 points in bucket 2.
I sure don't know what it said, but every time they land in one of those buckets, it gives me chills.
I think it said 5 points for Little Italy, tying them up with Flickering Flames. Well, let's see if the orange 55 Chevy can put the Flickering Flames back in front.
Bit of a tongue twister there. Flickering Flames back in front. Flickering Flames back in front. Flickering Flames back in front.
Well, no matter how you say it, he didn't do it. 0 points with a DNF for him.
Well, when your paint's already that chipped, I guess you don't care about falling out of the loop.
Easy, Chip. Some of these cars are older than me. Next up for the Little Italy team is the spattered Automobili Pininfarina Battista.
That run was as smooth as a sunflower seed. 5 points into bucket 2.
Right again there, Chip. 5 points indeed, taking them to 10. Taking the lead over the Flickering Flames. What's your crystal ball telling you?
I don't need a crystal ball to tell me that if the T-Bucket Roadster doesn't do anything for the Flickering Flames, then they're going to be out of this one before they've even had a chance to begin.
And with that DNF for 0 points, you may just be right. Flickering Flames still down, 5 to 10.
I think my crystal ball is telling me that the Flickering Flames might just flame out.
You may just be right. Little Italy's Teal La Fasta is up next.
He went down smooth like a cool drink from a bird bath.
Smooth as silk, landing in bucket 2 for 5 points, taking Little Italy to 15 over the Flickering Flames with 5.
As much as I love the underdog, I'm not really sure that they're going to come back from this one. My crystal ball is saying that Midnight Auto for the Flickering Flames just isn't up to snuff.
Yes, your acorn hasn't been wrong yet. 0 points for Midnight Auto. Flickering Flames are really struggling in this one.
Just because it looks like an acorn and feels like an acorn does not make it an acorn.
Perhaps, but the blue 2017 Pagani Huayra Roadster is up next, that is for sure.
That was an amazing run, but what a disappearing act. Where'd he go?
It looks like he got trapped in the jail. 0 points, DNF. What a disappointment for him.
Speaking of disappointment, the Flickering Flames Gray Stingray is up next.
Now, Chip, how can you know that if you haven't even seen him run?
The same way I know a penguin has wings but can't fly. Another shocking 0 points for his team.
Just because he's old doesn't mean he's going to be bad. There have been several old cars that have done really well in this.
But the odds are still on my side.
Well, the odds may be on your side, but the black and DiMacchini Veloce just finished with 0 points as well, and he's a brand new car.
Well, you can't really expect a car to finish with black paint all over his windshield. How's he supposed to see where he's going?
I can't argue with you there. Little Italy still with 15, Flickering Flames with 5, with Flickering Flames Tail Dragger up next.
And 0 points for him.
Wait a second, Chip. Did you just say that with your eyes closed?
Well, even a blind man could see that the tail dragger wasn't getting fast enough to get through the loop.
Okay, Chip. No more calling any of the races blind.
Fine. Scuba de Fuego's up next for Little Italy.
Ooh, and he has a bad tumble out of the loop. 0 points for him.
Scuba de Fuego? More like scuba de ice cream tossed around in a blender.
Well, you're not wrong. I mean, Little Italy is going to take this over the Flickering Flames, but maybe the yellow 57 Chevy can get some points for himself, maybe even for his team.
No. Just no. 0 points.
Well, that'll conclude this race. Little Italy will take it 15 to Flickering Flames 5.
Flickering Flames 5. Flickering Flames 5. Flickering Flames 5.
Chip.
Sorry.
Looks like 4 in bucket 3, 3 for Little Italy, and 1 for Flickering Flames. And that'll wrap up all the points for this one, with everybody else finishing behind.
I guess you could say the Flickering Flames have officially been snuffed.
That they have, Chip. Flickering Flames with 5, Little Italy with 15. The Flickering Flames are eliminated.
Next matchup today is Team Honda Toyota versus the early teens to late 20s.
Correct, you are. With the first one up is the spotted 1973 Honda Civic Custom for Team Honda Toyota. And his run starts off pretty clean.
With that little stagger out of the jail, he's lucky to make it into bucket 2, hitting the rim and going in the right direction.
Good thing he did. 5 points, and Team Honda Toyota is up over the early teens to late 20s, 5-0.
And for the underdogs, early teens, late 20s, the black 2015 Mazda MX-5 Miata.
Smooth out of launch, smooth through the loop. Ooh, but trickles out of the gate, a little stutter. Sideways off the table and only into bucket 1 for 4 points.
Early teens, late 20s. I think that's what you call the inexperience of youth.
Chip, early teens, late 20s doesn't refer to their age. It refers to the numbers on the side of their car. I'm surprised your acorn didn't tell you that.
It's a crystal ball, and it only predicts winners.
Speaking of which, Team Honda Toyota's green 1973 Honda Civic Custom gets 5 points for his team.
Wait a second, am I seeing double? Look at those 2 cars, look at those 2 cars, look at those 2 cars.
No, Chip, your eyes don't deceive you. 3 of those cars were painted by my children, including this one, the Splotches 2015 Mazda MX-5 Miata.
Looks like he ties it up with 5 points as well. Maybe the underdogs have a chance in this one.
What do you mean, maybe? Didn't you check your crystal ball? Wait, Chip, Are you eating your crystal ball right now?
No, I was storing it in my cheek for safekeeping.
Right. The 1998 Honda Prelude is up next for Team Honda Toyota.
And with the bucket 1 finish, he's gonna have to put 4 points, and that leaves my underdogs a chance to come back.
Did you just eat your crystal ball?
Well, you can't expect a guy to go without eating all race day, can ya? Besides, I have a whole stack over there.
How convenient. Next up is the white 1932 Ford.
Oh, and that is a concussion right there. 3 points and a concussion.
Maybe so, Chip, but what it definitely wasn't was enough points to get them back in this game. They are down 14-12.
They're gonna have a lot of growing up to do if they want to win this one.
Again, early teens to late 20s has nothing to do with their age, just the numbers on their car.
Details. The Toyota Supra for Team Honda Toyota gets 0 points. Still a chance.
Well, you're right there, 14-12 still. Team Honda Toyota still ahead.
Oh, it doesn't look good.
Oh, I see you're looking into one of your crystal balls for the next result.
No, this acorn is rotten.
Well, rotten or not, it must have given you a sign. 0 points for the moneymaker LB Super Silhouette Nissan Silvia S15.
That's a lot of name for not a lot of points.
I can't help but agree with you. Last up for Team Honda Toyota is the Toyota MR2.
Well, I store more food for the winter than he stores energy around the track, I can tell you that. 0 points.
Well, that bodes well for your underdogs. The early teens to late 20s have a chance with the last 2 cars up. First up for them is going to be the gold LB Super Silhouette Nissan Silvia S15.
How in the name of snapping branches did he hit the launcher so hard and not go through the loop? 0 points.
Your guess is as good as mine, Chip. Last up for early teens to late 20s is the 2010 DuPont 24 Impala.
Well, I was going to hold my breath, but it was over before I could. 0 points. No underdogs today.
It's a shame you didn't see this disappointment coming, Chip. Anyway, tell us about our walkthrough.
Right. So, bucket 2, there's 3 cars. 2 for Team Honda Toyota, 1 for early teens to late 20s. There's 1 apiece in bucket 1, and there's 1 completion. Everybody else did not finish.
Well, we still have 1 more race on the day, so there may be an upset yet. But this one finishes up Team Honda Toyota with 14 and the early teens to late 20s with 12. Early teens to late 20s eliminated.
No chance for upsets. We have clear winners versus 80 and up, and clear winners is right in the name.
Well, a rose by any other name would smell as sweet, Chip. Anyway, the clear winners start off with forward 4s. Wonderful run, 6 points into bucket 3. Our first bucket 3 finish for the day.
I feel like I said it. Clear winners. They're showing they are clear winners.
I think it's too early to tell. 80 and up's high beam will show us what he's got.
Well, he's got a clean run, that's for sure. But you know what he doesn't have? 6 points. Only 5, bucket 2. When you're right, you're right.
I don't know, Chip, they're only 1 point off. Clear winners only ahead by 1 over 80 and up. With horseplay for the clear winners up next.
If he doesn't get at least 5 points, I will eat this crystal ball.
Not much of a gamble there, Chip.
Well, yeah, it's a win-win.
But he does indeed get 5 points. And you're still eating the acorn.
I mean, I didn't say I wouldn't eat it if he got 5 points.
True enough, Chip, and that puts clear winners at an 11-5 lead over 80 and up, with 80 and up's Dodge Charger stock car up next.
So you're saying he's not on the clear winners team? Shocking. 0 points.
Well, shocked or not, Chip, the clear winners are still ahead of 80 and up, 11-5. Next up for clear winners is the clear speeder.
He has a good start, but no finish. He clearly isn't doing what the rest of the winners are doing. 0 points for him.
I see what you did there, Chip. Still 11-5, clear winners over 80 and up. The purple-kissed 1971 Porsche 911 up for 80 and up.
And he fell over like a tree in a tornado. Surprised it isn't 80 and down. Most of them have fallen.
True enough, but they all have gotten back up, so good on them. Next up for the clear winners is the purple Electrac.
And he has a winner launch. Winner into the loop, winner out of the jail. And winner into bucket 5. He's a clear winner all around.
Yes, Chip, winner, but no chicken dinner. He'll take 8 points instead, landing in bucket 4.
And not shockingly, clear winners are winning 19-5 over 80 and up.
Leaving up the red-kissed 1971 Porsche 911 for 80 and up, who does not finish. 0 points.
You know, I'm no mathematician, but if I had to guess, I would think that the clear winners have won.
Despite not having enough fingers and toes to count that, Chip, you are correct. The Clear Winners Super Nat is up next to add 4 points for his team.
Another 5 points for the Clear Winners, taking them to 24. I think they've got this one still, don't they?
Yes, nothing to change that now, Chip. The Sirocco GT24 is up. Let's see if he can get some points for 80 and up.
And like the last gasp of the dying squirrel flattened on the road, it makes no difference. 5 points.
And with that, 80 and up moves up to 10, but not enough to catch Clear Winners at 24. Still a reasonable finish with the Red Electrac for Clear Winners up next.
Is it just me or these Clear Winners attracted to these buckets like flies to fertilizer? 5 more points.
Not my go-to simile, but right you are, Chip. The Clear Winners now have an overwhelming victory over 80 and up with 29 to 10. The last one up for the Clear Winners is the Red Alien.
And it looks like the only thing that's alien for this guy is his concept of winning. 0 points.
Well, that will do it for us. The Clear Winners take this one handily, 29 to 10 over 80 and up.
Here with the bird's eye view, we see a winner in bucket 4, a winner in bucket 3, winners in bucket 2. Oh, and there's some 80 and up in there too. And the rest of 80 and up's cars are back in loser positions. Clear Winners take this one.
Well, Chip, you did call it. Clear Winners have 29, 80 and up with 10. 80 and up is eliminated, and that's the last matchup for the day. Let's take a look at our Western bracket.
Well, it looks like Team Honda Toyota will move on and face Team Audi in the next round. Moving over to our Eastern bracket, Team 1-0 will be moving on and facing the MCs in the next round.
It's great to see these brackets start to fill, eh, Chip?
It's greater than the crumbs in a house with many kids and no pets.
I can only imagine that's true, Chip. How about our Southern bracket?
Well, it looks like Little Italy will be moving on to face Team Ferrari.
That'll be a good one. We'll see who will take the pride of Italy. And in the Northern bracket, take us out.
The Clear Winners who clearly won are clearly going to win again against the oddballs.
Well, good news and bad news, Chip. That claim will be right until it is wrong. And the round continues. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe and like the channel. I am Chip Monkeyton.
And I am Adam Croxton for another day of races. We'll see you again. Stay safe. Be free.